Welcome to our deep dive into prosopagnosia, a fascinating neurocognitive condition often called face blindness. Imagine living in a world where you can see clearly, think sharply, and recognize objects with ease, yet faces remain a mystery. This condition is not about poor eyesight or low intelligence. Instead, it's a highly selective difficulty in recognizing faces, while other visual and memory abilities remain intact. Today, we'll explore what prosopagnosia is, how it affects people, and what it reveals about the human brain. Let's begin by understanding the basics of this unique condition and why it matters for neuroscience and everyday life. Prosopagnosia is more than just a quirky inability to remember faces. It's a neurocognitive disorder where individuals struggle, sometimes severely, to recognize even familiar faces. Despite having normal vision and intelligence, people with prosopagnosia find it nearly impossible to identify friends, family, or even themselves in the mirror. The key point is that this deficit is specific to faces. It doesn't affect the recognition of other objects or general memory. This selectivity is what makes prosopagnosia so intriguing and important for understanding how our brains process social information. Acquired prosopagnosia develops after a person has already had normal face recognition abilities. This form usually follows brain injury, such as a stroke, traumatic brain injury, or even neurosurgery. The damage often occurs in the occipitotemporal regions of the brain, especially the fusiform gyrus, which is crucial for face processing. After such an event, individuals may suddenly find themselves unable to recognize faces they once knew well. This sudden change can be distressing and highlights the brain's remarkable specialization for face recognition. Like the acquired form, developmental prosopagnosia is present from early life. People with this type have always struggled to recognize faces, even though they have no history of brain injury or neurological disease. Their eyesight and intelligence are normal, and there's no general memory problem. Developmental prosopagnosia is recognized by clinicians, though it's not formally listed in major diagnostic manuals. This lifelong difficulty underscores that face recognition can be selectively disrupted by developmental factors, not just injury. Distinction between acquired and developmental prosopagnosia shows that face recognition can be selectively disrupted by different mechanisms. Whether due to injury or developmental factors, the result is the same: a specific inability to recognize faces. This selectivity is crucial for understanding how specialized and independent face processing is within the brain. It also raises important questions about how our brains develop and maintain such specialized skills. Living with prosopagnosia means constantly finding creative ways to identify people. Many individuals rely on non-face cues like voices, hairstyles, clothing, or even the way someone walks. Everyday situations can be challenging. Imagine failing to recognize a close friend out of context, or struggling to follow a TV show where characters look similar. Social situations can become stressful, leading to embarrassment, anxiety, and sometimes even social withdrawal. The impact goes beyond inconvenience, affecting confidence and relationships. Social consequences of prosopagnosia can be significant. People may avoid social gatherings or feel anxious about meeting new people, knowing they might not recognize familiar faces. This can lead to misunderstandings, awkward moments, and a sense of isolation. Over time, these experiences can erode self-confidence and make social interaction a source of stress rather than enjoyment. Understanding these challenges is key to supporting those with prosopagnosia. Face recognition isn't simply a matter of having it or not. Instead, it exists on a spectrum. At one end are individuals with developmental prosopagnosia who have great difficulty recognizing faces. At the other are super recognizers, people with extraordinary face recognition skills. Most of us fall somewhere in between. This continuum suggests that face recognition is a specialized but variable cognitive ability, shaped by both biology and experience. At the far end of the spectrum are super recognizers, people who can remember and identify faces with remarkable accuracy, even after brief encounters. Their abilities are so strong that some police forces employ them to spot suspects in crowds or on surveillance footage. The existence of super recognizers highlights just how variable and specialized face recognition can be, and it provides a fascinating contrast to prosopagnosia. Diagnosing prosopagnosia involves both objective and subjective tools. One widely used objective test is the Cambridge Face Memory Test, developed by Duchin and Nakayama. This test challenges participants to learn and recognize unfamiliar faces under increasingly difficult conditions. Another is the Famous Faces Test, which measures recognition of well-known individuals, though it can be influenced by cultural exposure. These tools help clinicians identify face recognition deficits with precision. Objective tools are also important for understanding prosopagnosia. The PI-20, or Prosopagnosia Index, is a 20-item self-report questionnaire that asks people to rate their own face recognition difficulties. While self-report measures can be influenced by personal perception, combining them with objective tests gives a more complete and reliable diagnosis. This dual approach ensures that both the lived experience and measurable deficits are taken into account. Using both objective and subjective assessment tools is crucial for diagnosing prosopagnosia accurately. Objective tests provide measurable evidence of face recognition deficits, while subjective questionnaires capture the personal impact and daily challenges. By combining these approaches, clinicians can avoid misdiagnosis and better understand the full scope of the condition. This comprehensive assessment leads to more effective support and intervention strategies. Classic models of face recognition, such as the Bruce and Young model, describe a hierarchical system for processing faces. The process begins with early perceptual encoding of facial structure, followed by the activation of face recognition units, stored representations of familiar faces. Finally, person identity nodes provide semantic information about the individual. These models emphasize that face recognition is functionally distinct from general object recognition, supporting the idea of specialized mechanisms in the brain. First step in face recognition is early perceptual encoding. This involves analyzing the structure of a face, its shape, features, and spatial arrangement. This stage is crucial because it sets the foundation for recognizing and distinguishing between different faces. If this process is disrupted, as in some cases of prosopagnosia, individuals may struggle to even tell faces apart, let alone identify them. This highlights the importance of early visual processing in face recognition. Once a face is encoded, the brain matches it to stored representations known as face recognition units. These units allow us to recognize familiar faces quickly and efficiently. If these units are damaged or underdeveloped, as in some forms of prosopagnosia, the ability to recognize even well-known faces can be lost. This stage is a key part of the specialized system that makes face recognition possible. Final stage in classic models involves person identity nodes, which link a recognized face to semantic information, like a person's name, occupation, or memories. This step allows us to go beyond simply recognizing a face and actually recall who the person is. In prosopagnosia, this process can break down, leaving individuals able to see a face, but unable to connect it to any personal information. Research supports the idea that face recognition is functionally distinct from general object recognition. The brain uses specialized mechanisms for processing faces, which explains why prosopagnosia can selectively impair face recognition while leaving other visual abilities intact. This specialization is a key insight from cognitive neuroscience and helps us understand the unique challenges faced by those with prosopagnosia. Face recognition relies on a network of brain regions in the occipitotemporal cortex. The most famous of these is the fusiform face area, or FFA, which is highly selective for faces. Other occipital face areas are involved in the early stages of perceptual encoding. Damage or atypical functioning in this network can disrupt face recognition, even when other visual abilities remain normal. This neural specialization is what makes prosopagnosia possible. Fusiform face area is a small region in the brain's temporal lobe that responds more strongly to faces than to other objects. It's considered the core of the face processing network. Research shows that damage to the FFA is often linked to prosopagnosia, especially the acquired form. This area's selectivity for faces highlights the brain's remarkable ability to develop specialized regions for socially important tasks. In addition to the FFA, other regions in the occipital lobe play a role in face recognition. These areas are involved in the early stages of perceptual encoding, helping to analyze the basic features and structure of faces. Disruption in these regions can contribute to prosopagnosia by impairing the initial processing of facial information. Together, these areas form a network dedicated to face perception. When any part of the face processing network is damaged or functions atypically, face recognition can be selectively impaired. This means that someone might still recognize objects, read, or navigate their environment, but faces remain unrecognizable. This selective disruption is a hallmark of prosopagnosia and a powerful demonstration of the brain's specialized organization. Ventrilated potentials, or ERPs, are a powerful tool for studying the timing of brain processes. By measuring electrical activity in the brain in response to visual stimuli, researchers can pinpoint when and how faces are processed. ERPs are especially useful for distinguishing between early perceptual deficits and later cognitive impairments in prosopagnosia. One of the most important ERP findings in face research is the N170 component. This is a negative deflection in brain activity that occurs about 170 milliseconds after seeing a face. The N170 is typically larger for faces than for other objects, reflecting the brain's early face-sensitive processing. Studying the N170 helps researchers understand where and when face recognition breaks down in prosopagnosia. People with prosopagnosia, the N170 response can be abnormal. Instead of showing a strong response to faces, the N170 may be similar for faces and non-face objects. This suggests that the problem lies in the early stages of face encoding, before the brain even has a chance to recognize or remember the face. This finding is crucial for understanding the nature of the deficit in prosopagnosia. Landmark study by Benton and colleagues in 1999 examined a participant with suspected developmental prosopagnosia, known as YT. Structural brain imaging showed no major damage, yet YT's N170 response was non-selective. Faces and objects produced similar brain activity. In contrast, control participants showed a much larger N170 for faces. This study provided strong evidence that the deficit in prosopagnosia can occur at the earliest stages of face processing. Results from the Benton et al. Study suggest that, in some cases, prosopagnosia is not about forgetting faces, but about failing to encode them properly in the first place. This means that faces do not receive privileged processing early in the visual stream, making it impossible for later recognition or memory processes to work effectively. This insight has shaped our understanding of where the breakdown occurs in prosopagnosia. Prosopagnosia provides compelling evidence for functional specialization in the visual system. The fact that face recognition can be selectively impaired, while other visual abilities remain intact, shows that the brain has dedicated systems for processing different types of information. This specialization is a key principle in cognitive neuroscience and helps explain the diversity of human abilities and deficits. One of the most striking features of prosopagnosia is that object recognition remains normal. People can identify cars, animals, or everyday items without trouble, but faces are a challenge. This dissociation supports the idea that face recognition is a unique cognitive function, separate from general object processing. It also highlights the importance of studying selective deficits to understand how the brain organizes information. Study of prosopagnosia has far-reaching implications for neuroscience. It demonstrates that the brain is organized into specialized systems for processing different types of information. By examining what happens when these systems break down, researchers gain valuable insights into normal brain function and the underlying mechanisms of perception and memory. Prosopagnosia has played a major role in shaping cognitive neuroscience theories. It provides a clear example of how selective impairments can inform our understanding of brain organization. The condition supports the idea that cognitive functions are modular, with distinct neural circuits dedicated to specific tasks. This modularity is a central theme in modern neuroscience. Prosopagnosia has gained attention in popular culture, with stories and documentaries highlighting the challenges faced by those with face blindness. These accounts help raise awareness and foster empathy, showing that the condition is real and can have a profound impact on daily life. Increased visibility also encourages research and support for affected individuals. Support for people with prosopagnosia often involves practical strategies, such as using non-face cues or informing friends and colleagues about the condition. Technology, like facial recognition apps, can also help. Raising awareness in schools and workplaces ensures that individuals receive understanding and accommodations, reducing the social and emotional burden. In educational settings, prosopagnosia can present unique challenges. Teachers and classmates may not realize that a student's social difficulties stem from face blindness. Providing information and support can help students navigate social situations and build confidence. Early identification and intervention are key to ensuring positive outcomes. In the workplace, prosopagnosia can affect teamwork and communication. Colleagues may misinterpret difficulties in recognizing faces as rudeness or disinterest. Open communication and reasonable adjustments, such as name tags or introductions, can make a big difference. Employers who understand the condition can create a more inclusive and supportive environment. Recent advances in technology offer new hope for people with prosopagnosia. Facial recognition software, wearable devices, and smartphone apps can assist with identifying people in real time. While not a cure, these tools can help individuals navigate social situations more confidently and independently. Raising public awareness about prosopagnosia is essential for reducing stigma and promoting understanding. Educational campaigns, media coverage, and personal stories all play a role in helping society recognize the challenges faced by those with face blindness. Greater awareness leads to better support and inclusion. Ongoing research into prosopagnosia is uncovering new insights into the brain's face processing systems. Scientists are exploring genetic factors, developmental pathways, and potential interventions. Each discovery brings us closer to understanding not only prosopagnosia, but also the broader mysteries of human perception and cognition. Some evidence suggests that developmental prosopagnosia may run in families, indicating a possible genetic component. Researchers are working to identify specific genes and hereditary patterns that contribute to face recognition abilities. Understanding these genetic influences could lead to earlier diagnosis and targeted support. While there is currently no cure for prosopagnosia, various interventions are being explored. Training programs that focus on improving attention to facial features, as well as compensatory strategies, show promise. Technology-based solutions are also being developed to assist with face identification in daily life. Despite the challenges, many people with prosopagnosia lead fulfilling lives. By developing alternative strategies, seeking support, and leveraging technology, individuals can overcome many obstacles. Sharing experiences and connecting with others who have face blindness can also provide valuable encouragement and advice. Hearing from people who live with prosopagnosia brings the condition to life. Their stories reveal the daily challenges, creative solutions, and resilience required to navigate a world built for face recognition. Personal accounts also help others feel less alone and foster a sense of community. Recap: prosopagnosia is a selective face recognition deficit that can be acquired or developmental. It highlights the brain's specialized mechanisms for processing faces and demonstrates the importance of early perceptual encoding. Objective and subjective assessment tools, along with research into neural and genetic factors, are expanding our understanding of this condition. Support, awareness, and technology all play vital roles in helping those affected. Prosopagnosia provides strong evidence that face recognition is a specialized cognitive function, supported by distinct neural mechanisms rather than general object processing. This insight has shaped our understanding of the brain and continues to inspire research and support for those with face blindness. As research continues, we can expect new discoveries about the brain's face processing systems and improved interventions for prosopagnosia. Greater awareness and understanding will help create a more inclusive society, where everyone's unique abilities are recognized and supported. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of prosopagnosia. By understanding the science behind face blindness, we gain deeper insight into the workings of the human brain and the diversity of human experience. Let's continue to support research, raise awareness, and foster empathy for those living with this unique condition.